As you will.
Oh good, a time limit to kill the tower. The hell is this gimmick shit? Stealth drain the Black Captain? Where the Christ is he? You think I can't see you? What am I, stupid? Oh, that did cock-fondling bugger all. He just got... What? Whoa, what in the holy... What the... Okay! Well, this is normal! Oh, thank you, dear Pop-Up. Do you think I'm brain dead? I know how to do it. It's knowing how not to get jumped by this Beelzebub bitch from the shadows of Nosgoth. What are you doing, you fool? What? All right, then. That couldn't have gone any more weird if it... Will you stop smacking me about? If you teleport away from me any freaking more, I'm gonna think you're an Abra. You go to Loreth? What? You literally... Oh, it's taken away my vision so I can't see anymore. Oh, you're being cheeky, aren't you? Oh. It's my wife. Or Talion's. Gee, I wonder who this is gonna... Yeah, be when he turns round.
You will never see your family again.
I think I... What the... Okay, then. Will do. Just hold the B button with all of my might and magic. What am I even doing at this point? I'm overpowering him. It's just I've overpowered things twice the size... Well, actually, no. The same size as this guy. It's... No. Well, then. Am I gonna Happy Gilmore his... No, Jesus! Well... I guess you could say when it came to all that taunting and shit-talking, I think it's safe to say that you should have kept your mouth shut.
You said we were cursed. You deceived me.
Well, he once was best friends with the Great Deceiver.
I should have died with my family.
Oh yeah, and then you can just go to the black abyss of nothing. What a great idea as opposed to living forever and getting bloody revenge on the very things that have fucked you in the mouth.
There's only one way to close the circle. The Black Hand remains.
Not for long.
Oh, so now we've come to terms on the fact that Celebrimbor's right in doing what he did. You'd want revenge, right, if given the choice, but no, please, just immediately put me back with my family, where the bloody lights are off in a bloody closed room.
The Black Hand has been here. I can feel it. Lothario.
Oh yes, quickly, save the woman you ever so slightly have a hard-on for. Yes, there's the priority. By the way, I'm not one for defending QTEs, but I can kind of understand it. Given the last fight ending with nothing but me holding a B button, I can understand it on the single premise that you want to make something cool and interesting, but you need to make it different from what you've already done 1,000 times up to this point. So how do you do it? Well, you make it a cutscene. So, while it isn't usually the best product, it's the only surefire way of presenting something unique to kill an enemy. And as I'm about to start the final mission, I think I'm about to find out just how bad a QTE ending can be.
Soon, Celebrimbor. Soon.
Oh, it's just the Black Hand, bitch-slapping us with his voodoo magic crap. Makes sense. Oh, great, now we've got Gollum screaming about his precious. I've had to deal with Talion whining about his precious wife and family this entire cocking time. Hey, that's Celebrimbor's little circlet. What are you doing with that? Am I about to have a seizure from remembering? I assume I am. Yep, there it is. Yes, please provide subtitles for a language that I do not know the meaning of. That's the equivalent of giving me the Mandarin subtitles for Mandarin when I'm German. You know, I was about to complain that I already know this shit. I remembered I completed the DLC before finishing this. I have myself to blame. And Sauron's an arsehole. Why on earth are you trying to kill the man that just passed out in front of you?
Thief! It was mine to keep.
Be gone.
No, it isn't, you insane shit. Riding a Caragor for no other reason than awesome. Why not? Screw it, it's even more amazing when I enter the scene of a flaming Caragor. Hey, my war chiefs! I'm surprised none of them died up to this point. Like, I'm not even kidding. Who was
the Grave Walker!
Who's that gonna be?
They say you gave the witch on the shore her freedom. The freedom to die with her people.
I had no idea that me bringing this would actually do me a favour. All right then. Just gonna get off this. Yeah. Good.
Ranger!
Goodness gracious.
Man need traitors. Traitors weak. Uruk strong.
So there's literally 5 of you because of the analogy of the hand. That's actually awesome, and I'm fine with that.
You took the tower's head, I hear. And for that, I'll take your skin.
Well, actually, I didn't take his head. I just kind of stabbed him right in the mouth and or throat. I wasn't quite sure because the angles were a little bit iffy, but either way, didn't really take his head as much as fucked it. Forcefully. Can you... Stop hiding. Wait a minute, there's only 4 of you, there isn't 5. Unless the gimmick is that I'm going to get palm striked by the actual hand itself. I'm not really too sure what to expect from this. 4 horrible Uruks, all clad in crimson. Why are you guys not more common? Why couldn't I have collected you? I love how none of them are actually immune to ranged. That is so disappointing. The first Talon was the first to die. Oh, please tell me that you're the second. Please say it so. Oh, I know what this is. I've seen it before. That's mean. Oh, damn it. I went first, then 4th. Damn it all to shit.
We fought for a better world. Now, chaos will reign.
We'll just ignore the part where your hood completely disappeared. Why did you look like the bloody awkward, weird, split-mouth vampire from Blade 2? And I think you'll find that it won't be chaos that reigns. It'll be that anarchy reigns. And yes, that was just an excuse for me to bring up a cool game. Oh, now this is eerie. Don't ask me why, but this rooftop reminds me of the one in Analondo on the Silver Knight Castle. I don't know why it reminds me of that, but it does. It's the Black Hand versus the Bright Lord's bitch.
I have a gift for you, Celebrimbor.
Is it my family? Why don't I get to be a part of this? This is misleading. This is not the story I was led to believe from the DLC that I just played. You lied to me. One of you's lying. I don't know if it's this one or the last one. Why didn't I get to do this? I want this. There needs to be a Lord of the Rings Dynasty Warriors game. Come on. Oh. Oh. This is not the story I was told. You lied to me. The moral of the story here is, always keep a clenched fist when wearing rings.
The Dark Lord gave you a second chance to stand by his side. Now I give you no choice. We shall be sealed together in death. So be it. Return to me, Ringmaker.
Oh, that's how that's gonna work, is it? Oh, Talion's dying. I couldn't give a shit. Please die. The only person I give a crap about in this equation is Celebrimbor. He's the only one with some actual character. You're just lonely because you lost your bloody family. Holy shit! Oh, there, yep, this is the bit everybody was pissed about. Naturally, because, you know, a fight with Sauron.
Strike now, Talion! I cannot hold it for much longer!
Yes, that's it. Please kill Celebrimbor. That's a good idea. Very slowly do a last chance thing that you failed 1,000 times. Oh, goodness gracious me. I can see why people were mad. Jesus. How didn't... Oh, wait, there it is. Yep, mash the button just a little bit. Wait, who was Celebrimbor in that? First he was in Sauron, then he was in Talion. Make your mind up. Or, more specifically, make your body up.
The Black Hand of Sauron is dead.
Because he killed himself. Thank you, Columbo. How'd you figure that one out?
Could you really rest for all of eternity,
knowing that you had the chance to stop him, but did nothing.
Well, that doesn't sound like a sequel bait line, I don't know what does. I'm not complaining about that. I'm more than fine with it, I'm just saying. Yeah, he's gonna possess some other corpse, isn't he? The next time I see Celebrimbor, he better be invading the body of somebody with a little bit more bloody personality.
The time has come for a new ring.
Excuse me? You know, after seeing that final boss fight, I can certainly see why people were pissed. But again, the little thing I said before going into the final mission, this isn't me defending the game, it's simply stating the way game design works when it comes to these type of things, is that you want to create a unique and interesting situation, and yet you're confined to the rules of the gameplay you've already made up to this point. Hence why the fight beforehand was stealth branding a guy that was teleporting around with different forms. They wanted to make something different, but couldn't find a way to actually do it, seemingly. So the only way to make something cool and interesting for the player to enjoy was to make something that was essentially just a cutscene where you pressed some buttons. So, while I'm not defending it because it was very lackluster, and at least I was prepared for it, if anything, actually, given the amount of backlash and shit that were thrown at that ending, I actually didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't good. But I think it broke neutral for my expectations. It was the amount of shit that I was willing to digest. But then again, my little argument about making something unique doesn't quite stand up when you see the Bright Lord DLC. They clearly found a way to do it there, but I can't help but feel that they could have done something a little bit better than that. I mean, the fight beforehand with a bunch of Uruks was kinda cool, but they had near to no health and fell over quicker than an old man without his Zimmer frame. I think that was the core game's problem, really. It wasn't challenging enough, to the point where you have to, in my case at least, make a bunch of self-imposed restrictions and rules, like not using the 30 seconds of pure annihilation abilities. So when it came to the final mission, you killed a handful, dun-dun-dun, of Uruks, and then just got a little interactive cutscene. I can't complain too much, because, as said, I knew going into this what it was going to be, and I've already played the DLC, which I would argue more than made up for it. It doesn't erase it from history, it's still there, and it's still a bit of a steaming pile of poo, but the content to come after it certainly made up for it in my opinion. So I can only hope and assume that they're going to make a sequel that doesn't involve Italian and does involve Celebrimbor. I don't want to ramble on forever, but I've had thoughts about this forever because, well, this game has the one feature that's actually interesting with the Nemesis system. You can build an entire game around it. The entire problem with this game is that they didn't build it around it. The weakness of the Nemesis system is that it relies on the player's failure to be interesting. In order for the Nemesis system to truly shine, the player has to be duller than mud. You want to know why I play like shit when I play this game? Cat's out of the fucking bag, because I intentionally play like shit, because if I didn't, everything would die and then nothing interesting would happen. Seeing as this is likely going to be a shorter episode because there was less to work with, because the mission was a little bit shorter than I expected, because, well, people were right. I want to talk about this, because, you know, people always say, oh, you suck at this game, and at times I do, because, like, the Bright Lord DLC was bloody challenging. It took off a lot of the things you were used to having, and it made it difficult because it changed your arsenal, it altered it. It improved it in some aspects, but it altered it. It reduced your health, it made everything stronger. Your abilities like the stun vault weren't there. So there, when I was playing like shit, that wasn't intentional, but when it comes to the Lord of the Hunt and the other things, it's like, things die so easily, and the only way to make them a viable threat and actually challenging to fight is to die to them at least 10 times. So I'm sure there are going to be some people that are kind of disappointed when they hear that, oh, he was faking it? No, not really. I just set up a scenario where the game would actually be interesting because the Nemesis system handicaps itself. As I already said, the Nemesis system is at its best when the player is at its worst, because the more the player dies, the more interesting things the enemy gets, the more dialogue it unlocks, and that's another complaint I have about the Nemesis system. I'm sorry for this mini review here, but I feel like there's no better time to do it. And I'd like to think at least some of you are interested, and if not, well, you can leave because the good part's over, I guess. I won't hold it against you. One of the things I really didn't like about it, which is obvious if you've played it yourself, is that the Nemesises, the Uruks, the captains, were only unique when they were speaking to you. Any unique dialogue traits or dialogue trees that they could have that could branch down between things that would happen to you that was unique to their character would only be unlocked and used when speaking to you. If you don't know what I mean when they're in a duel and you have the Mad, which is usually all ginger glass buttons and sticky glue, going up against whoever the hell, the Mad just becomes another Uruk because he isn't speaking to you. So that's why you'd see less Uruk versus Uruk interaction, because the most unique ones would just become like everything else when they were fighting another Uruk. And now, of course, to address the most obvious thing, this series isn't ending. This one technically is, the Forging an Army one. I'm going to go focus on Lord of the Hunt, and I'm thinking about doing a Bright Lord one. Because 1, I like the abilities there. 2, I don't have to make self-imposed bullshit restrictions on myself in order to make it challenging, because that DLC just is. That's why I liked it so much. I don't have an eccentric hard enough difficulty, but I like a game when it challenges me, especially when the bloody best feature of the game relies on it. Which is why there really should have been a difficulty system for this game. There should have been like a legendary difficulty where everything was ridiculously difficult. Because then, not only would I be happy, but it would present more opportunities for other players to interact with the most interesting things from the Nemesis system. Oh man, this has just been like one long rant at the end of the video. I'm sure there's going to be like 20 minutes long and everyone's going to think, holy shit, it's a long episode, that's awesome! And then it's like 10 minutes of the game and 10 minutes of me. But I do have a double reason for this, because if you enjoy me just talking about shit, that opens up the possibility of me doing different things down the line. Don't quote this, and don't expect this. As an example. Hypothetical. Big old exclamation marks right next to that. Something like a podcast. Again, hypothetical, but an example of me just speaking, saying shit. So yeah, after that god knows how long speech rant thing that I've never done before, because why the fuck would I? Oh well, I did it because it's like the end. Well, it isn't the end, but it's a conclusion to a very, 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 very long series where, hey, we actually have a quote-unquote ending point where we're not ending on, but still, in my opinion, it made sense to review. It's not a review, but, go over a game after you actually finish it. So yeah, I would love to know if you enjoyed this. More specifically, I'd love to know if you enjoyed this stupid rant at the end, if you appreciated the information, and if not, well, then I guess nobody's gonna know to actually tell me or not, because they never made it this far, because I bored them to death and they left already. But if you did, as always, please do let me know. And I'd usually say, do let me know if you want to see more of this, but specifically, this is not coming back. But do let me know if you want to see the Bright Lord over the Lord of the Hunt, because I think the Bright Lord is better because it's more challenging. I've said it 1,000 times, you already know my opinion, but just don't let my opinion sway yours. If you want to see the Lord of the Hunt more, let me know. And yeah, that's about it. Certainly enjoyed this game all the way through to the end, even though the end was certainly lackluster. But I can safely say, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm aware I've said this joke before, but that's not the entire joke, you will indeed be seeing more of this, and I'd like to think that this franchise has a bright future. And that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please do like it and maybe even share it with your friends. And should you find yourself wanting even more of it, then there's likely a playlist filled with even more of what you just watched. And you can always feel free to follow me on whatever social media you desire to stay ahead of the sub-boxes that typically lag behind. And hey, if you found yourself enjoying this more than you thought you would, then feel free to subscribe and check out anything else I've done in the past. So yeah, thanks again for watching all the way through to the end, and should you want to watch more of this, I guess I will see you in the next video.